I'm streaming. There are lots of birds outside, but I don't know if y'all can hear them. I can. So let's catch up real quick. Well, I guess I should probably wait for everyone else to get here before I catch up. So far, we have translated 42 Bible chapters, and we only need to translate 8 more until we're done with Genesis. And then when we're done with Genesis, the proofreading, I'll start the proofreading back up probably. Hey, girl. All right. Oh, I should probably plug my phone in. It's at like 7%. Phone plugged in. I'm gonna wait until we get a few more people to start. Just because, like, I don't want, like, most of the people watching to come in the middle, you know? At least some of them. You know? You know what I'm saying? I guess there's this thing I usually do. I usually. What is it? Um. Toki Literature Club. And the Bible's the literature? Where's the split view? There we go. Add tab to new split view, and then the other one, and then make this one super skinny. That's good. And then I can make it skinnier. No, I couldn't. I think this is good. This is Chrome. It's just Chrome. I'm on chapter 43. In chapter 42, Joseph's brothers showed up, and then I believe they left and went to their father, and Joseph kind of like is holding one of his brothers as hostage. Hara'av kaved ba'aretz. This is too small. I don't want it to be moving around back and forth. Maybe I can make this bigger and the chat smaller, and then I'll have more space to work. That's good. Okay. Famine was severe. I think I was using wekamoku for that. The thing with Aramaic is that it's really, really similar to Hebrew. I think with a dictionary, I would be just fine translating like Daniel and stuff. Aramaic does show up like a couple of times in Genesis. Apparently, this is actually really interesting, but not too much. It's pretty uncommon. Like 4 times in the Bible, I think Aramaic is used outside of chapters that have it, or maybe just in. Oh, hi, Kia isn't takalu'u. Uh, Wekamoku li, and I'm forgetting kaved, heavy. So I think for heavy, I kind of want to use suli because heavy means like big. So it's like the famine was severe. My two options would probably be like suli or ike. I could probably also use wawa. There are a bunch of options, but I think I'm gonna go with suli here. And then the second verse. How many total verses do we have in this chapter? 34. Y'all think we can do that on this stream? Think I can do that? Let's see. Um, so it came to pass when I usually do as just this thing, and then la, and then this thing. And the la is this part at the beginning. This I translate this as la later. So that's how I normally do it. They had finished eating the grain which had brought from Egypt. Manari moku ale e pan ni. Onari kamayo e ona tanma. Oh wait, I need to set the keyboard to the right keyboard. Okay. Mitzrayim. Tanma Mitzrayim. La. And I like using a semicolon and then la because it means that this la has this whole thing as its context. That's something I like doing, and nobody can stop me from doing that. There are lots of parts of numbers and judges that are going to be really fun to translate. I have a good time doing this. Tomi. Tome? This is breaking my brain. This thing is whoops. This thing right here is breaking my brain. That's crazy. Okay. Mama ona ni toki tawa ona. Otawa. Okay. Shuvu. I'm pretty sure that's just, it's not go again, but it's return. Yeah. But in Tokipona, that doesn't matter because it's still otawasin. Right? Because to return is to arrive again, right? I guess this is more kama, right? Toki shalom. Shalom aleichem aleichem shalom. Go again. Wait, why does it just say verb? It used to have the gloss. Huh? Did they make this website bad? That's... What? Excuse me? Oh no, this is really bad. That was really useful for my translations, having the interlinear gloss. And I think the option that I chose here is the interlinear one. Oh, there we go. There we have it. So if I get rid of that, it's not there. I guess we could do one verse at a time like this. A little annoying, but we can do it. Okamasin. Omoko. O esun. Lili. Okay. Buy for us a little food. So o esun emoku lili tawami. 3. Now I have to press this button because their website broke or whatever. We need Tokipona documentation in biblical Hebrew? I mean, there's modern Hebrew courses for Tokipono. I think Wasona is translated into modern Hebrew. And as someone who like knows a little bit of modern Hebrew, it's not like that different. Like I think a native biblical Hebrew speaker would be fine. But yeah. There aren't any native biblical Hebrew speakers. 3. Yan Yehuda ni toki tawa ona e ni. Okay, that's an infinitive absolute. So solemnly, I guess, is a good translation in English, but in Tokipona, I usually just translate this as ah. So this is to warn. Ud. Return, go about, repeat, do again, but he feel, which is what we have here, is testify, bear witness. Cause to testify, take as witness, but that's when used transitively, I assume. And this is with the locative. Post, affirm, solemnly warn, with b person. Okay, and that's right where we are right here. So onari toki a e ken ike tawa mi. And then there's no ona here. It's actually the man, apparently. Ini. You shall not see my face. And this is literally look. Sina looking ala e sinpin mi. And I'm going to add a comma and a sin to make it feel more future-y, you know? Because this is like, if I didn't do that, it might sound like, oh, like Moses is saying to them, you did not see my face, or you are not seeing my face, which doesn't make any sense. Like, what is he wearing? Like a veil or something? No. So, sinakama ararukin sin es sin pin mi. Oh, wait. See, so I'm going to take out the ala because it's unless. Tokipona does not really have a construction that works for unless. But it does have constructions for only if. So instead of that, I'm going to make this sentence positive and then say lon ni taso, right? Only in this context. So that's kind of what unless is. Unless is saying except for in this context. You can't do that in Tokipona easily. So instead, I'm going to make it easy for myself and say, you do this, but only in this context. And then I get to say what the context is. And then it's really fun that ni is actually the word for context. Kind of lon ni means in this in context. So, ian sama sina ridon poka sina. Into toki ike. Oh no. I'm going to use mie because I've been using mie for brothers, I think. It's been a hot sec since I've worked on this because of my capstone project and the other videos I've been working on. But I'm glad to be back into the biblical Hebrew translation because I love doing these streams. If you send our brother with us, so sina pana e mie sama mi itanu, so that's lon poka mi. Which is funny because et, the preposition, is actually two different prepositions that are spelled the same sometimes, but this is one of the cases where they're not spelled the same and they mean completely different things. One of them is like e in Tokipona and the other one is like lon poka. La mi tawa ampa. Okay, so go down in this context is talking about going south. So I'm gonna get rid of the ampa. Nami tawa ri esen emoku tawasina. So they're going to buy more food for Jacob. Taso. Sina tawala ewana. Fun, we have a participle. This is just another verb form, so it doesn't really mean anything, but lo ni taso is construed as meaning not in the past either. I'm not sure what you mean. Because you won't come to look at my face. Or you will come to look at my face again. The scene means again. Um, only if these things, you know? I think it's harder to misconstrue something from the past if you have comma and scene both working to make it future. Because comma means future, kind of, yeah. I mean, like, it could be past, but I think from context it's pretty clear it's not, especially if you've read the previous chapter and Joseph has a. Yeah, not Moses. I said Moses before. Joseph has not said these things. Joseph literally just said these things. Okay. Um, Nami tawa ala tani yan li toki e ni. Yan li toki tawa mi. Sinakama lukin sin ala e sin pin mi. Non tempo ni taso. And I don't need the tempo, so I'm going to get rid of it. Non ni taso. Mie sama sina rilon pokasina. 6. Yan Israel Litoki Tansemela Sina. Oh, is this a question particle after an interrogative? To do ill. Well, no, is it he feel? Okay, it's he feel. So why does it have? Oh, it's because it's a quote unquote laryngeal, even though it's not a laryngeal. Sinapari ike tawa mi. Loni. Sinatoki. Eni tawa yan. Sina haod. I don't really know what haod means. I know what od means, but I don't know what haod means. 43. Haod. Oh, that's Chronicles. The haod lechem. Besides, okay. I don't really know what the ha is doing there, but the od, the ha being this bit right here. I don't really know what that bit's doing. But yeah, I guess. Mie samari tawasina. That's like kind of calculating the structure too much, I think. Sina yoe mie sama. And the od, it means yet, basically, and I don't think there's really a word for that in Toki Pona. Someone unlocking a Subaru somewhere? Oh, I just heard the Subaru noise. Hayan Kitaren. You can come watch me translate. Traduzir, I think. I don't know, my Portuguese is really rusty. Onalitoki. Okay, but they said, I don't recognize this cantillation mark. There's this one image I saw earlier. Somewhere. I'm never gonna find that image again. Dukes, maybe this will help me find it. Oh, here we go. I hate that that pops up. Okay. Okay, so this is These are weird names, but this is what I was looking for. Welcome, welcome. Wow, a lot of people are here. I guess I did gain quite a few subscribers recently, so that makes sense. I'm trying to find this one cantillation marking. Synorit? That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this guy. It looks kind of like a little thing, maybe. I know, that's so descriptive. It looks like a kind of like a little thing. This is too blurry. Maybe there's a better guide somewhere. Uh, there are no resources that just say which ones are conjunctives or disjunctives. Okay, well, this one has sheet music, but that's not what I want. I asked my rabbi, are there any good resources for this? And she was like, yeah, there's this really big book that's like 100 chapters long, and you have to read the whole thing. But when you're done, you'll be able to figure out what the cantillation marks are based on the Hebrew grammar. And I was like, I, I don't want to do that. That's so much work. Maybe I can find it on here. Here? Yeah, okay. Which one of these is the one I'm looking for? This one, a pazer. Pazer? No, pazer. Uh, okay, okay, okay. Places strong emphasis on the meaning of the particular word. Okay, so is it a disjunctive or a conjunctive? Will they tell me? Pazer. Okay. Is a pazer a conjunctive or a disjunctive? Maybe I'll just be able to find the answer. Thank you for going away, AI. Grokopedia. Oh, this is from Grok. That's AI. Okay. Will this Quizlet help me? Oh my god. Hebrew for Christians. Okay. At the end of a whole verse, post positive. Okay, so these are the disjunctive ones. If this one's in this list, then it's a disjunctive. I'm also gonna bookmark this. Yeah. Pazer. Okay, this is also a disjunctive. Nice. And then it's not one of the conjunctives. Okay. Turns out most cantillation marks are disjunctives. So if this one's a disjunctive, how is that going to help me here? Oh, wait, no, I just. So they said, asked. This one's a conjunctive specifically. So this is um, a disjunctive. Onari toki. E wile sona a. Tawayan. Yes, perfect translation. All because I double checked the cantillation markings. Yeah, translating biblical Hebrew into any language is a fun challenge. How is that Unit 3 in the URL? Well, I mean, when I took a Hebrew class, this was like. The cantillation markings, we learned them like way late. Like, way later. but because like you have to like learn how to read the alphabet, and that took a unit, and then the next unit was about like basic grammar, and then the next unit was about more basic grammar, and then you have to learn a lot of grammar before you can even pick up a Bible and start reading it, you know? Oh no, Korean author? Oh, hello, Korean author. Where? Okay. Well, I'm glad I was able to avoid using AI. 25 people watching? Wow. I've never had that many people, I think, watching me translate the Bible. All right. Okay. So so I'm really happy with this cuz this is like but they said semicolon asked actually, and this is like they really asked. That's what they really did was surely they asked, you know? And the man, this is singular, so he's got to be the person who they're asking. Tawa mi, tawa kulupu mi kin. Oh wait, okay. They're still talking. Oh, okay, you know what? I misunderstood, but it's all coming together now. So they said Yani toki a e wile sona. Tawa mi, tawa kulupu mi kin. E ni. Mama sinari. Okay, chai means alive, yes. But there's no toki pona word for life, which is a good thing because life makes no sense. Like what is it, you know? Just are things death makes much more sense. Like when you die, you die. But when you are alive, like what does that mean? So, how do we translate it? This will be a masterclass in how to talk about life in Toki Pona. In this context, they're asking if someone's alive, so we can just say awen lon, like that. And this is literally yesh lachem is exists to you a brother because Hebrew doesn't have a word for to have, which is great. But Tokipona does, so we can just use that word. Sina yo yo e sama. Mitoki tawa ona. According to the mouth of these words. Okay. Okay, so God, what the hell does that mean? Thank you, Tabby the Cat Waller. So I need to figure out what this means. According to the mouth, these words. The mouth of actually, because this is a construct. But what is mouth being used for here? Let's see if because it's kind of idiomatic. Let's see if there's something special going on. Is this 12? No, this is 7. Aha, here we go. We told him according to these words, i.e., the questions he asked. Okay. Mi tokitawa. Tokitawa ona. Lon nasin pitoki utani. I could get rid of the uta because this word for mouth is used idiomatically quite a bit. So it doesn't necessarily have like super strong meaning. Alp. Alp is a whole expression. Well, according to BDB, which I use extensively, sometimes it's alpi like this. Why is there a line over that? So I guess this is. Oh, I actually know why. The line is telling you that it's definitely a f and not a p. I think so. Alfi, but over here it's not super connected. I trust BDB with this. Um, maybe it's under al because this thing hasn't really come up much. Okay. Oh, this doesn't have BDB. You just got a missionary ad? Wow. I'm not really relying on that many Torah commentaries. I'm just trying to translate as directly as possible from the original Hebrew. According to the mouth. So according to the mouth is itself a prepositional phrase in the sense that um like lifne literally means towards, like to the face of, but it's used as a preposition to mean in front of or before. So, but it's not treated as one word here, I guess. So, I learned something new. Tantokini. So this just means tantokini. And this is infinitive absolute. So, question, we knew. Misona. So the thing here is like they don't use the word. They don't say how could we have known. They just said, did we surely know? But it means how could we have known? So I'm gonna translate it like that. Uh, so semeda mi sona a eni onali toki eni tawa mi kama e mie samasina. Okay, I'm generally happy with that. Oh, distribution of words. That might be fun. Uh, maybe there's an extension for that. Hold on. Okay, this is actually pretty fun. I'm gonna try this one. Oh no, wait, no, my personal information is gonna show up if I do that. Never mind. Alright, maybe next time. Yan Yehuda Litogi Tawayan Tawa Mama Ona Israel Ottawa e Mie Gon Tokami. And we will rise and go. Kamasewi? Okay, what does arise mean here? And that we will live and not die, both, and we and you also, our little ones. Okay. So often before people go places in the Bible, it'll be like they rose and then they went. Kind of like they were sitting down and then they had to stand up first before they went somewhere, which makes sense. Um, and I usually translate it directly. So I'm going to do that here. Mikamaseri, Tawa, the okay, and then oh, this is just to live. The awen, the moliala. Okay, so the great thing over here is that often, just in conversation, if I want to say something's alive, I might be like, "Ona lilon li moliala," like still alive. It has not died yet. The good news is that here in this translation, I have to translate the limoliala part anyway. So it's disambiguating itself for me. And I can just say litawa liawan limoliala. Me and Sina and Yanlili. And this is Tapenu. Our little ones. Yanlili. Tough. Nice, okay. Why did my voice get so deep while I was typing it? I don't know. So I've actually measured this before in a conversation, and my speaking cadence has like an octave and a half of range. So like when I'm just talking to people, the highest note and the lowest note are like an octave and a half apart, and other people I talk to usually like might have like up to a fifth. So I have a very wide range for general conversation. you know, which is kind of fun. I really like that about myself. But everyone's voice is different, and I think all voices are beautiful. Some people are super monotone and only have like a major second or a minor third of difference, but not me. It really depends on the person. Oh, tawa ona. Thank you for catching that. I appreciate it. 9. Aha, we get the fancy first person pronoun, anochi. Me? Okay, guarantee. I've not encountered this word before. Or have I? No, I haven't. This is the first time it shows up. What does B2B say? Take on a pledge, give a pledge, exchange. Arav. Yeah, I'm just singing the Star Spangled Banner on any given day. I mean, some days my voice might be tired, so my range might be smaller, but like I can definitely sing the Star Spangled Banner like in multiple keys. I'm pretty sure it's just an octave and a half or something like that. It's less than 2 octaves, I believe. Oh, say, and the rocket's red glare. Bum ba. That's an octave and a fifth. Maybe if you go up to this note. Oh, say this note. Yeah, okay. If you go up that one at that one point, then it is 2 octaves. But not that's not like a requirement. That's just a thing that a lot of singers will do when they're singing it solo to show, look at me, I have 2 octaves of range. And then everyone's like, wow, so impressive, or something. What Dimpinyan was it? Just Pa'al, okay. Just take on pledge. Okay. Mi toki a and ni. Okay, so Luca might be being used idiomatically here, or yad, which means hand. um, let's see. So from my hand, you shall require. Okay, so hand. If something's in a hand or from a hand, it means that ownership is being exchanged. Because, like, yes, there's a word for to give and stuff, but like Hebrew doesn't have a word for to have. It doesn't really have a word for to own, or if it does, it doesn't use it that much in this set of books. Not in Genesis, at least. I don't know. I haven't read all of them, mm, but over here it seems like it's being used to describe like a transaction. Mm. Tanmi. Okay, so it's gonna be like from me you will require this if I do not bring him back to you, and then he's gonna say what it is. And set him before you. Then let bear the blame me all the days forever. So he's gonna be charged for it forever. Baal, like master of, like a master, someone who like is the master of. Yeah, I yes. And then it also means other things, right? Like I remember that Baal is used in it's used in Mishnah. I was reading a Mishnah passage that had like the dispositions of man, and then it's talking about all the ways that people can be, and then lots of people are like masters of their own desire or masters of their own jealousy or something like that. I haven't seen it used for husband yet, but yeah, this is a very patriarchal language. If you look at the double meanings of words, it's often very like that. X la y versus X la y versus X la y. I use all three, but my go-to is the second one, and I don't think it particularly matters. There might be something going on in me individually between those three options, which ones I use, but I think broadly it's more on the person than on the language, you know? Many modern speakers try to find alternatives and they get trolled by Hebrew grammar. Yeah. I mean, like, why not just use ish for husband? Like, in English, people say sometimes, like, my man, right? And that means my husband, kind of, most of the time. I think that's an AAVE thing. I don't know. Whenever I'm watching, I get a lot of black cooking channels recommended to me, and they do say husband often, but they also will sometimes just say my man when talking about their husbands. Um, so it have it in English. Why not just do that in Hebrew? You know. So what happens in toki pona, right? Like mia can mean husband as well as man. Not owner though. That one's kind of weird. Okay, so I will guarantee. So to guarantee is to make sure that something happens. So I'll just say comma a any. I will make this happen. From me, Tanluka me maybe. We'll see. And then this is to require. Let's see. Bakash. Seek. I remember this one from class. Okay. Nasina wide. Nami kama ala sin. E ona. And this is kama sin, I think, right? Because it's bo. Yes. And it's hifil. Kama. Mi kama ala sin e ona. Tawa sina. Lipana ala ona tawa sinpin sina. And that's literally what this means. Before you in Hebrew literally means to your face. Le means to. Pan means pan means face of, and then echa means your. So that's awesome. Uh, then let bear the blame. Okay, is this related to sin? Chata. Yes, it is. Okay. Apali igeli tawami non temporale kama. Okay, I like that one. I'm happy with that. It's a little confusing because of all of the la. Tanluka mi la sina wire le mi kama ala sine ona tawa sina li pana ala e ona tawa sin pin sina da pali ike li tawa mi lon tempo ale kama. Okay, I'm happy with that. Tani, if not we had lingered. Okay. Oh, is this heat pa'el? Yeah, okay. So like stayed around, you know? Mi awen ala. Mi awen ala. La tempo ni la mi kamasin. On tempo ni nampatu. Okay. I'm not super happy with this because in the Hebrew it's pretty clear that it's like saying if we hadn't stayed around here, then we would have gone there and then been back now already. So he's like kind of mad at his dad for not letting them go, right? Um, so, but in the toki pona, in my translation, mi awan ala, mm, we would have returned. Mi kamasin non tempo nampatu. Okay, honestly I think this works. Now I'm thinking about it. Hmm. Okay, this is just perfect. So, hmm. I'm just gonna leave it. I think this is good enough. Yan Israel litoki ta'ona. Okay, it's not Yan, it's Mama Ona Yisrael, right? Imken efo. Doesn't efo mean where? Oh, okay. Maybe in modern Hebrew. I just took a bunch of modern Hebrew classes in a row while taking a break from this project, so my biblical Hebrew is a little bit more rusty. Imken efo zot. It's a lot of grammar words in a row. Okay. Ni la opalini. Kama yo zimrat haaretz. Zimra choice products. Okay. Mm, number one. Maybe just iopona. Ma. Lon klichem. Okay. Polisina. Oh. Okama e ona tawayan. Mm. Okama yo e pana tawayan. Or okama e pana tawayan. A little balm. Okay, what is balm used for? Extruded by various trees and shrubs. Base of certain fragrance and medicinal and cosmetic preparations. Ko pi kon hona. Ko sui pipi. Spices. Namako. Myrrh. What the hell is myrrh? Another. Okay, it's another resin. What's the difference between balsam and myrrh? Consecrated incense used in the first and second temples. Okay, but this is about myrrh. What about balsam? Okay, this is stupid. Benzoin. Benzoin? Hmm. This is tricky. Hmm. It's the difference between balsam and myrrh. Aromatic gum exuded by the leaves of citrus rose. This tree. Ah, this is tricky. I need to. This is the thing that toki pona struggles the most with. I need to distinguish between two things, and I don't know what the difference between them is. So I am struggling a lot. The question is like if one of them is kokasi, the other one's also kokasi because they're the same thing. They're both resins. They're both resins, right? Myrrh is a resin. Oh, it's a gum. Okay, which is different. So I guess resin would be like. Okay, so then this one might be kiwen. Kiwen kasi pi kopona. And then kokasi pi konpona. Kiri kiwen lasso. Kiwen kiri pimea. But they're white on the inside and they're brown on the outside. But like, what else would kiri kiwen pimea be? Like, what other like hard nuts things are dark colored? Hmm. I'm happy with that. Okay. Mishne. Oh, repetition. Okay, that's what Mishnah is. Okay, I think. Mishnah. Osuri tu emani. Okama yolon lugasina. Mm. The et, but there's no first et. Take in your hand. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Take back in your hand. Okay. Okamasin e maninilon lugasina. Yan li panasin e ona tawa open pi poki sina. Okay, question. Is how did I translate this in the previous chapter? Uta. Okay, I used uta, so I'll continue to use uta. Mm. Ulai. I recognize this word from before. Peradventure. That's a fun word. Peradventure. Okay. Oversight. Mishigay. Mistake. Kena onali. Hakana. Okay, I need to use the bathroom. So I'm going to be back in like 1 minute. Goodbye, see you soon. I'm back. I'm back. See, I said it would just be a minute. Wait, you were going to do mischief while I was away? Nah. Nah, you can't just do mischief. Wow, I had 32 at one point. That's too many. Okay. Okay. And your brother take also. The also part they added. Okama e miyasama sina. Okama sewi. Otawayan. Wow, that one was so easy. Surely this next one will be just as easy. Esadai. Sewi. El. Sadai. That's right. I'm translating the name of God. Or rather, I'm not translating it. I need to figure out how to do like streams, how to make it so that during a stream I can press a button and then it'll be like bathroom break or something, and then like there's like a GIF playing of like flowers or whatever. So one of these days. So Elsa die. Yatan. Opana e ilrachmim. Rachamim. Oh, I recognize this word from Yom Kippur. Womb. But it also means compassion? Whoa. This is so gender. Okay. Um Compassion. Opana epirin pona. No. Wait, is it Shaddai? It is, okay. El Shaddai. Autocorrect works for Toki Pona once? That's so weird. What? Huh? Okay, well, I'm not complaining. Native Hebrew speaker. I mean, like, native Hebrew. The thing is, modern Hebrew and biblical Hebrew are different enough that unless you also know biblical Hebrew, your knowledge might not be useful and it might be incorrect when it comes to translating the Bible. So, no, there's no Tokipona autocorrect. It's just some glitch happened and it worked out for me and it was helpful. So I don't really know what's going on, but it's okay. Um, Sin pin yan shilach. Um, Pazer is used to prolong a word significantly. I have also been reading the Bible for several years in the Hebrew, biblical. They're different enough, but if you have something to say, if you think I'm doing something wrong, you can let me know, and we'll figure it out. What am I looking at? Why am I looking at this? I was trying to look at this. This is PL for send, right? It means the same thing. Okay. Um, Ono tawa e mie sama sina. Tawa sina. Mie sama ante sina, your other brother. Eyan Binyamin. I, when bereaved, am bereaved. Nel tempo pi weka io, la ili weka. Tanmi. This part's funny because he's just like, mm, if someone in my family dies, someone in my family dies. You know? I think that's kind of funny. This book is hilarious. Okay. Yani, kamayo e hanani e manitu onari kamayo lon luka ona. Okay, wait. So they took the men, the gift, this. Okay. Onari kamayo e manitu lon luka ona. Okay. Yan Binyamin. Eyan Binyamin. Onari kamasewi. Litawama Mitzrayim. Onali. Noka e ma. Period. Lon. Lon sinpin pian Yosef. This story is so long-winded. Yan Yosef looking at Yan Binyamin non poka ona. La onali toki tawa yanni onali lawa e tomo. I added the lawa part, but it's literally to the one who is upon the house, right? To be upon something, that's what the head does. I can translate idiomatically if I want to. Wakama yo e yan ni tawa tomo mi o tavuach. Okay, yeah, I recognize that word. Omoli e yan o vachen. Be firm. Kun. Okay, but this is hifil, not nifa. Establish. Okay. Wakama. For with me will dine these men. Wakama eyo. Tanni. Yanni. Limoku. Lon pokami. At noon. Batsa horoi. Batsa horoyim. Tahoroyim. I don't recognize this word. Let's see. Window, light, moon. Noon? Noon. Midday, noon. Okay. Non insasono. But it's plural. Is it? On form as expanded, plural, not dual. Usually. Okay, I'll just take their word for it that it's only plural. All right. Whatever they say. Yanli pali lon toki pian Yosef Ikama what's he bringing? Oh, wait, there's a disjunctive there. Yep, okay. Yanli kama kulupu yan tawa tomo pian Yosef. Yanli pilin utala. That's used for anger though. Just pilin ike. Tani yadi kamayona ta tomo pian Yosef. Only toki. Okay. Upon the silver thing, like this situation with the silver sitch, returned in our sacks the first time we had brought that he may have okay. So okay. I think I know how I want to do this. Yanli pona e mani lon poki mi. Why do I still have that? Lon tempo ni. Mi kama insa lon tempo number 1. And then over here I literally get to say io ni. I get to say tan io ni la. And then this is hit pa'el, so roll away, but in hit pa'el it means hit po'el. Okay, so it is hit po'el. Hit palpel, oh my god, what's going on? Okay, hit po'el. Roll oneself over. Roll himself upon us, okay. Now ona li utara sike mi. Li hit napel. Okay, I'm just gonna dikama anpa. Di utara anpa emi. Dikama yo emi. Tawayan pali. Non pokapi. Soeli yo mi. That was a doozy. What's next? Actually, let's see where I am so far. If I have 18 in this chapter, that means I have translated 1,300 verses, and I'm 85% done with Genesis. Whee! Okay. Onani kama poka, tawa yanpi lawa tomo. Tawa yan ni, onali lawa e tomo pian Yosef. Onali toki tawa ona non open tomo. And he said, "In me, sir, indeed." Okay. I don't know why they didn't translate that one, but it's my lord. Yanawa mi o. Mi kama. Non tempo number 1. Divide es un, and this is from the same thing for like to buy grain. Yeah, okay. Es un pane moku. Es un pane moku. It's a little weird, but it is a direct translation, so I'm gonna stick with it. Whoops. Nikama tawa hamalot. Is this just camp? Oh, tawawan. Lanasin. Nami open e pokimi la osona. Silver, okay. Yan ale la manililan uta pipoki ona. Ni mani mi. Okay, in full weight. lon suli ona. Mi. Okay, brought back. Kama sine ona lon luka mi. Yarod nu. Okay. Mani ante. Mi kama e mani ante lon luka mi. Tawa esun pan. Tawa ni mi wile esun pan e moku. Cause like this is like to buy grain, but then they're buying food. They're buying grain food. They're buying food grain. Mi sona ale ni yan seme li pana e mani tawa poki mi. Pona li toki. Shalom. Pona tawa sina. No. I hate the phrase pona tawa sina. Whatever. It's a good translation of shalom lechem. Shalom lechem. Whatever. Oh, pirin ike. I guess the one reason why I don't use Monsuda is because pirin ike works fine. Sewi sina. En sewi pimama sina. Dipana. Okay, treasure. Hidden treasure. Dipane mani len. Tawa poki sina. Tawa sina. Lon poki sina. This word hidden treasure is used in Ecclesiastes a couple of times. So I recognize it a little. Matmon. What is going on here? Because this is it came. Your silver. I came your silver? What? Oh, your money came unto me. Okay. So your silver came upon me. Okay. Or not upon me, but to me. Mani sinali kamatawa mi. Onali kama weka e ona tan tomo. Oh, no, wait. Onali kama weka e yan shim on tawa ona. I've been doing this for under a year, but the better part of the past year, on and off. But for 2026, it's been mostly on most of the time I've been working on this. And then when I'm done with Genesis, oh, that'll be a great feeling. Okay. Yali kama e kulubuyan tawatomo. Wait, I feel like I just did this one. Piyan Yosef. Libane e telo tawa ona. Ona li telo e noka ona. Okay. Yerchatsu. Rachatz. Isn't that the thing you do on Passover where you will have to wash your hands or wash the hands of the person next to you? Is that the word they use? I think that might be the word they use. Mm. It's biblical Hebrew. My pronunciation is good because I'm Jewish, so I can do whatever I want. Biblical Hebrew is not a spoken language. I'm really so there's a setting in YouTube, a stream setting. I chose the ultra low latency so that the chat would be like in time with the stream, and it turns out that that works really well because like the difference is like a couple of minutes. So that's really nice. But I hope the quality of the stream is not suffering too much. Onaripana e moku tawa soedi ona. And it's like over here, yeah, they're giving this isn't just any moku, this is moku soedi, but because it's being given to soedi, we don't need that extra soedi in there, you know? We could add it and it would be fine. But my translation is already like an extra 40% longer than than the actual uh than the Torah is in any other language or the Genesis is in any other language already. I checked. It has more words in it because Toki Pona needs more words. So, you know. Oh well. Let's see. What's next? Okay, made ready. Okay. The matter it is determined by God. Okay. And made ready is Hifu? Yeah, okay. Hifu establish. Okay. Onari kama e pana tawa kama. Onari kama e pana tawa kama. Piyan Yosef. The fact that this is a good translation is crazy to me. Like I genuinely think that this is a pretty good translation. Yeah, it is crazy how I can do all this with less than 150 words. Take that, all those people who commented on my videos that they speculate that Tokipono would hypothetically not work. Like, what do you mean? It does. We've tested this. People use it every day. Okay. Uh, non insasono. Is that how I said it before? Where did I say noon before? Yeah. Non insasono. Tan ni. Onali kute ni. Manila onali moku epan. Lechem. I think it's funny that at the end of sentences, lechem becomes lechem. That's kind of funny. At least I think that's what happens. No, tokipon is not a glutinative. You don't really put words together like that. You just you make sentences and then people use context to figure it out. So an agglutinative language would take like a bunch of words and smush them together. Um, even like even a non-agglutinative language would still have those words not smushed together next to each other, creating like a more specific thing by having words next to each other, and then those words mean something more specific together. That doesn't happen in Tokipono. So you don't just keep them separate. The entire approach to disambiguation is completely different. No, I know they don't mean agglutinative directly, but what they're describing is like if an agglutinative language had all the words separated instead of together, and that's not how Tokipono works. It doesn't the words don't like come together to make something greater in like a grammatical sense in the way that it might happen in a different language. They it's like entirely context based, which is different. Yan Yosef the comma Like, for example, in a different language, for the frankincense and myrrh and whatever, it wasn't frankincense here, whatever, like here, these things, right? A different language, um, instead of thinking about what the important information is and how to disambiguate based on what's necessary and what is contextual, a different language would be like, oh, what's the way in this language um, to say myrrh, and then maybe in some languages that would be like tree rock, but tree rock literally means myrrh. That's not how toki pona works. You know, the way that toki pona works is kind of hard to explain because it's very complicated and hard to learn how to do. But it's also really simple. But it's only simple once you get it, and it takes a really long time to get it. Fear. Tawatomo. The onari pana e pana tawa ona. Ni tawa ona. Onari no luka ona. People don't use pana enough to mean gift or thing that is given or thing that is put, you know? Okay. E pana tawa ona tan luka ona. Yes, tan luka ona. Okay. Into their hand, into the house. Oh, in their hand. Tawatomo. Onali anpa e ona sama tawa ona tawa ma. I really like this word. This is actually, I don't know if any, there might be a few people here who might understand what this means, but even though it says it's hitpael and this whoops and this word looks like it's hitpael, it's actually not. It's hishpa. It's hishpaal. I think it's because it's a yishtachvu, not yittachvu, which is funny. Yeah, biyadim can mean to them, or biyad biyada yeah. But it's because yad is used a lot in idiomatic phrases to talk about like giving and receiving and ownership. And I think that Luca and Tokipona can also be used a lot like that. So I'm translating directly because they share an idiomaticity, which is pretty fun. Yish sha'al ask inquire. Onori toki e wile sona tawa ona tawa pona ona e ni. Uh, Pona li tawa ala tawa mamasina. Yan maina ni. Sina toki e ona. The word maina in Tokipona is so weird because it comes from malyuna in Esperanto, which is the negation particle with next to young. So it's really funny. Good morning. Good morning. Onori awelon anaseme. Oh wait, no, that's not a new verse. That's the same verse. And then 28. Why do they do this to me? Onari toki. Yan pali sina li. Pona li tawa yan pali sina. Tawa yan. Tawa mama mi. And I think that's a disjunctive. The one that goes like that. Is it? It might not be. Is it? Because it goes to the right, and it's under the stressed. There it is. Yep, tipcha. Disturbance. Okay, so this is disturbing. Onari awen van. Onari. Okay. Yikdu. Oh, yikdu. Is this the type of little Jewish like bend the knees and then bow? It's optative? No, I don't think it is because your servant here is a stand-in for them talking about themselves because they are his servant. They're using this as like a first-person pronoun. So it's like in good health is your servant. Good health is to your servant. This is an answer to his question, is peace with you? And they're saying peace is to us. Right? To them, to peace. I disagree. I don't think that this is optative. Only because it's an answer to a question. Otherwise, it would be. You're right. It's all good. Okay, so onari ampa lili ilawa ampa suli e ona sama. Okay. Onari sewi e lukin ona. Lukin e. Yan Binyamin. E mie sama ona Benjamin. Mama ona. This is his one blood brother. The rest of the one full brother. The rest of them are half brothers. Onari toki. Ni li mie sama lili sina. Ni. Sina toki ona tawa mi. Anuseme. I love doing that because like this question here has to be two sentences in toki pona, and the second one doesn't end with a question mark, and the question particle has to come after that, right? So it works. Onari toki. Sewi Elohim Oh, okay, is this Yichnecha? Mercy. Hanan. Okay. Opona Tawasina. Bni. Kamo. Kamamio. I mean, he's calling him his son. But that doesn't really work in toki pona, because if you call someone your son in toki pona, it's like they're your son. So how do I translate this? I can add a footnote. Let's do it. Footnote. And Yosef Itoki ni yan yan Binyamin Lian kama ona. Nililon ala taso lon toki iwi la yanli kepeken nimi yan kama tani lon poka ona la yanli sin nililon ala tempo mute taso nalilon. How many verses do I have? Only 5, okay. Is this just the one that means to go quickly? Mahar. Okay. Okay. Yan Yosef di Tawawawa Tani Insa Pirin Ona. Yeah, I'm planning on doing the whole thing, but it's probably going to take a while. I mean, I'm almost done with Genesis, and by almost I mean like 86%, something like that. What was I on? 30? I'm this much done. 80, yeah, I'm 86% done with Genesis. Insa Pirin Ona. Divide A. Tawa mia sama ona. Onari. Alasa pana lugin etelo. Onari tawa. Hahadra. Hachadra. Cheder. I've heard this word before. Okay. Tomo la peona. Nipana lugin etelo lon ma ni. Onari telo e simpin ona. Ditawa weka. And restrained himself. Okay. Is it Hipel here? No, it's not. It's Pa. What? But the only one they have here is Hipel. Huh? Yit afak. Oh, it is Hipel. Okay. To be strong, to restrain oneself. Liwawa e onosama. Toki. Opana e pan. Funny. He pulled himself together and said, "Serve the bread." Fantastic. Okay. Epoch. Okay. Well, it matters less to me what words exist and which matters more which words are used here. It looks like it's the same root. Ipuk. Okay. Um, but it's hit pa'el. It's not pa'al. A lot of things just become pa'al in modern Hebrew. I've noticed, especially hit pa'el, but not all the time. Um, I could be wrong. Yashimu. Oh, Yasimu. Shum. Pana. Okay. Onali pana. Emamoko. Bado. Le bado. Lonweka. Tawa ona. Lontaso ona. Tawa kulupu. La taso kulupu. I'm using taso as a noun here to mean separation and like aloneness. And I think that's okay. And what are you going to do? Are you going to try to stop me? You want to try to stop Lipamanka from using taso? It's not going to work. Ian kulupu mitzarim imoku on pokapi ona Yosef litaso tani. Oh, okay, so the Egyptians are racist. Okay. Yanbi kulupu mitzarim li ken ala moku lon poka pi kulupu ivrim epan. See, over here it's lechem, but whenever it's at the end of a sentence, it's lechem. But it still means bread. Tani, nidi. Okay, which negative word am I going to use here? Abomination, Israel sacrifices to God and his people, ethical sense of man. Okay. Nidi pari ike tawa ma mitzrayim. I don't want to use yaki here because I don't think that yaki really encapsulates sin well. It's not just gross, it's an abomination, you know? Toki hello. Onani monti. I like using monti as a verb to mean to sit because transitively it would mean to apply the buttock to something. So, like, you know, intransitively, why can't it mean that as well? And also it's convenient, so I'm gonna do it. What chapter was I at last time? I did take a break for like a month, I think. Oh no. Oh no. Yan. Number one. the open, yan napapini, lipini. And over here, it's like the firstborn according to his birthright and the youngest according to his youth. This is called merismus, I think. And it's you use the one thing at one end of the spectrum and one thing at another end of the spectrum to describe the entirety of the spectrum. So what it's saying here is that they're lined up by order of age. So I'm still keeping the kind of parallelism between firstborn according to his birthright over here. Yan nampa one, the open. And then yan nampa pini, the pini. And I'm okay with that. And looked in astonishment, the men at one another. Okay, looked in astonishment. Yeah, sure. Okay, so they're just astounded. Revehu. Yan aleli. Lukin pilin wawa. Tawa yan polka. Yan polka ona. So over here, it's in the Hebrew. It's literally man to his neighbor. So it's literally everybody's looking to the person who's next to them, which is pretty funny. $34. Anarikamayo mashot. Portion. Okay. Okay, so this is moku, so I'm gonna just use pan, right? It's a pan. Tansin pin ona. Tawa ona. Taso. Taso lon poka pi pan pian ante. Pan pian Binyamin li Luca. Masot, okay. Yeah, okay. Onali moku etelo. Right? Yeah, shata. Ishkaru shakar. Nimusi don Pokemon. And we're done. 34 verses. 86.24% done with Genesis. Oh yeah. 22.59% done with the Torah and 5.71% done with the whole entire Tanakh. So at this rate, it will take me 19 more years to finish the entire Torah, probably. Maybe a little bit less, maybe like 17 years. I mean the Tanakh. But it'll take me 4 more years to finish the Torah. So stay tuned, I guess, if I keep spending my time on this. We only have this much left till we're done with Genesis, though. Should I keep going? A lifetime project. I mean, like, if I'm the first person to finish translating the Bible into toki pona, then I'm the one who gets to sell my translation, you know? What if I don't sleep, though? If I don't sleep, then I would die and not finish the project. Okay, I've been streaming for like 2 hours. And I did many verses. I'm going to take another background break and then jump into the next chapter. Okay? BRB. Aha, I'm back. Okay. Ugh. Get my microphone back in place. What? What's this? Transition? Huh? Okay, whatever. And they commanded the steward of the house, saying, okay, uh, yan lawa tomo li toki, lawa. Oh no, and he commanded the steward of the house. Okay. Ona li lawa toki, eh, yan pilawa tomo. E yan lawa pitomo ona, li toki e ni. Opana e moku. Okay, this is Malay. Is it literally to fill? Opana ale e moku. Nice. Opana ale e moku. Tawa poki yan. Sama muten sama ni. As much as they can carry. Lonken yo ona. Okay, that's good. Opana mani. Ian tawa uta pokiyan. So this is a construction in Hebrew that means each. It's like man his, right? Tokipona also doesn't have a word for each. It also needs to use a creative construction. So why not just use the Hebrew one, you know? Bible calculator. Bible calculator. I'm doing well for myself. Once I get the Torah done, then Sina can Luca e lipu Luca, you know? So I'm gonna wait until I'm done with the whole Torah in order to sell it, like in a physical copy. Pokitelo manimi la opana lon moku not moku, uta. Uta pi poki pi yan lili. Yan nanpa lili. E mai tawa pan ona. Ona li pali sama toki pi yan Yosef. Yosef. Ona li toki e ona. Sama toki ni pi yan Yosef. Ona li toki e ona. Suna li kama. Oh, this is like to show as soon as the morning showed light. Open. Suna li kama e suno. Tempo li kama suno. Suno li kama. Yeah, let's just do that. Yan li weka e kulupu. E ona e soweli yo ona kin. Ona li tawa. Tan ma tomo. Li awen lon poka. Da yan Yosef. Li toki. Amar. Tawa. Yan lawa pi tomo ona. O tawa sewi. Rodolf. Rodolf. Okay. O alasa lon monsi kulupu. Sina kama lon poka ona. La o toki tawa ona. Tan seme la sina esun e ike sina e pona pi anante. No, just esun e ike e pona. Why have you repaid evil? Tan seme la sina pana e ike lon kama yo pona. And tempo pi kama yon pona. Yeah, I like that one. I wish I could figure out a construction for esun there, but I generally don't think it really works. Okay. Hello. It has a vav? Weird. Okay. Nili poki ni ana seme. Yan lawa mi li moku. E telo non ona. Ona li kama sona e tempo kama lon ona. No. Okay, whatever. Sina ike. So this is just you have been evil to be evil. So sina ike lon pari sina. Ona li kama lon poka ona. Li toki tawa ona e toki ni. Nice, nice, nice. Onari toki tawa ona. Tanseme la yan lawa miri. Toki e toki ni. Be it far from us. Halila. Halila. By no means. Ken ala. La yan parisina. Li. From to do. This is idiomatic. La yan parisina li palini. Okay, behold. Hen. Oops. Oh, looking. Money. Mi looking ona lon uta pipoki mi. Mi kama sin tawasina tanma kenaan. Nasin seme la mi wega tantamo pia lawa sina. E mani e kiwen yellow mani. I don't need the second mani there, I don't think. I think it's fine just kiwen yellow. People know that kiwen yellow is probably gold, right? Like what other stone would be yellow and would come up in the Bible, you know? People know what the Bible is. If they're this far in, they probably know it has gold in it. Context. God, when I publish the Toki Pona Torah, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna get to write a forward. Or maybe I'll get someone else in the community to write a forward. Might be fun. Not the creator of the language, though. Yanpi. Kibi kulupu palisina. Di kaman lukin e ona. La ona omoli. Kin. Mi kamayan pali tawayan lawami. Onari toki kin tempo ni la tawa toki sina la kama la ona o osama. Kin tempo ni la kama o sama toki sina. Yan li yo kama looking e yan la yan li yo la ona li yan pali mi. Sina kama blameless. Pona ade. Okay. I think this is enough work for today. I've been streaming for what? 2 hours. Yeah, I think I am done for the day. Thank you for watching, everybody. This stream got some crazy views. I think it might be because people thought I might be streaming about other things. But, goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Join my Discord server. Give me money on Patreon.